Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Is it our channel now, Bruiser? I think it can be our channel. Our channel! So today I am reviewing the, want to make sure it's the right way, Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. And now I have had a history with this palette. It was originally supposed to be released on the 18th at 3 a.m. my time. So I was up at 3 a.m. refreshing. It wasn't there. Come about 4 a.m. I was having a little bit of a mental breakdown. But then I found out that it wasn't released in Canada until a later date, so I kept checking. Then finally, a couple of days later, it was up on the Sephora app, and I bought it right away, and now it's sitting in my hands 2 days later. So I'm super excited to try this out. It just came in the mail. I have the Rose Gold Huda palette. I go through phases of using it a lot and using it sometimes. But it's never one of my go-to palettes. However, I've heard that they've changed the formula in this palette. So I'm going to read the back, the description, to tell you what's included. So it says this includes 18 mesmerizing shades encapsulated in 4 ready-to-wear layer textures, 8 buttery mattes blending with your skin for color that doesn't move, 6 subline pressed pearls casting a shimmery veil over your eyes, 3 duochrome toppers revealing their magic under the light, 1 daring glitter for audacious looks celebrating your inner #desert queen. Okay, so there is 8 mattes, 6 shimmers, 3 duochromes, 1 glitter. So let's open it up. I just got my nails off. It's very hard to open things now. So here is the palette. Unlike the Rose Gold palette, we actually have Huda's face on it instead of being able to just see right through on the colors, which, you know, I actually kind of like that. Oh, I gotta open it up this way. Oh. So here is the palette. If you just heard something drop, it was the little piece of plastic that was inside. That was also Huda's eyes. Very on brand with all of her lashes and lips to have like the close-up of her features. But here is the palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. I definitely can see the different types of textures. You have the mattes right here. You have the duochromes right here. You have that audacious glitter, and then you have the shimmers all throughout the palette. So this to me seems absolutely stunning. You get 18 shades. I feel like you can do a lot of looks with this because you have the browns, the golds, the purples, and then on that bottom row here, a very like modern Renaissance-esque color scheme. But I really like it. It's definitely something that I haven't seen done before. Definitely it's reminding me of other palettes, again, such as the Modern Renaissance. I even got a little bit of the Natasha Denona Lila palette. That's a mouthful. Lila palette vibes. However, that purple and red combination I personally think is really, really unique. However, let me know in the comments below if you know a palette that's similar. So I've only swatched 2 of these colors so far. So I'm going to go ahead and insert swatches right here. I'll separate into the mattes, the shimmers, the duochromes, and the glitter, and let's get started. So I haven't actually played with this palette on my eyes yet. I don't know what look I'm going to create. I usually like going for very like reds and browns and neutrals. However, I might try to spice things up with a bit of that purple. So let's get started. So today I'm going to be going in with a Morphe E17 brush and using the shade Desert Sand to go all over my lid. I always like to start with a nude shade just as a really good eyeshadow base. So this is really nice. It's basically the color of my skin tone. However, there's a bit of a peachy undertone to it, which is quite nice. It's always nice to kind of have an undertone that's a little warmer, especially when you're playing with warm colors. Okay, so already just from playing with this color, I'm not sure if you can see, you probably can't, there's already a fair bit of fallout all over the palette. This could be because I'm holding it straight up like this. This could be a problem, but I'm going to go in, play with the other colors, and see what happens. I'll be going into the shade Amber with a Morphe M149 brush to go along my crease. Okay, next I'll be using the same brush and using the shade Cupid to go just along the outside of the crease. Okay, so I hate to make this comparison and I don't want this to come across as an explicitly negative thing, but right now it's reminding me a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette for two reasons. First off, just picking up the tiniest amount, just dotting my brush into the palette is giving off so much pigment. And usually this is a really good thing. However, I'm finding it a little bit hard to blend out just in like very specific spots in my face, which doesn't happen very often. However, it did happen to me with the Subculture palette that, you know, you'd be blending, and then suddenly just a spot wouldn't blend out. I've heard from other YouTubers that this actually has a formula that is quite similar to the Subculture palette, so I don't know if that formula is creating these similarities. I definitely don't think either palette is horrible. I think this palette so far is acting really well. I just definitely notice a similarity in the way that the shadows are behaving. Next, I'll be going in with the color Blazing into the middle of my crease. And finally, I'll be finishing off this sort of ombre crease effect with the lightest peach in this palette, which is called Eden, and I'm just going to be putting that on the innermost corner of my crease. Okay, now that that's all blended out, I'm going to go in with a Morphe M326 brush into the color Celestial. And so I'm actually on my arm going to try to see how it looks with just a plain brush, and then with Fix Plus, and then with my finger before I put it on my eyes to see which gives the best results. Okay, not much said for a dry brush. Okay, so the best results definitely with my finger. I hate to apply eyeshadows with my fingers. I think it just gets all over me, and if I'm wearing white clothing, it gets all over my shirts, and I just look like a complete mess. However, I know this is the way Huda advises that you use her products, and I just want to respect that that's how she's designed this formula to work. So let's get started. This is so messy. Okay, it's on, it's shimmery. I really didn't like applying it with my finger, but it's shimmery, it's definitely shimmery. I think I've just gotten so spoiled with the Stila Magnificent Metals that a glitter or a shimmer really needs to wow me for me to be impressed. So now we're going to carry on with that ombre. I'm going to use the color Nefertiti? I don't know. This color right here on the innermost corner of my lid, I'm going to be mimicking that ombre that we did on the crease. Well, we're gonna go in with a little Fix Plus. Okay, Nefertiti with the Fix Plus is absolutely stunning. I really like that color. And finally, I'm going to be going in with this super glittery shade Cosmo on the outside of my lid, and fingers crossed this looks good because it might just turn out to be a glittery mess. Whew, that is so much glitter. Okay, Fallout City, Fallout City, okay. That's, yeah, you need a glitter glue or something to set that. I am going to, because I didn't use a glitter glue, I'm going to wipe this off and then continue using that Nefertiti shade to finish off the look. Okay, so I definitely should have been more prepared and gone in with the glitter glue. However, I already started working on my lids and I didn't want to take off what I had already done. I think that that Cosmo glitter shade would be very, very pretty. However, it's hard to work with. When I went in with a brush that just had Fix Plus on it, it literally went right down my face and created a huge mess. So definitely be prepared if you're using that shade, because while it looks like it's bound together in the palette, it's very, very loose as soon as you let it free from its little pan, so be careful. Okay, so I said that I'd be going in with color and I'm holding myself to it. So along the bottom of my lid, along the bottom of my eyes, I'm going to be going in with that purple color Amethyst. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Twilight right in the center of that amethyst line. It's like a very duochrome, unicorn-esque shade. I like it so much, I'm going to go into my inner corners with Amethyst. Ooh, that is really pretty. Okay, I'm going to pop on a little bit of liner, some lashes, some lips, and I'll be right back. So I'm back. I put on a little bit of mascara, a little bit of liner, grabbed my dog. It took a little while because I kept trying to do all of these different lip looks. I tried like a vibrant purple. I tried some really metallic. I actually tried the Huda Beauty metallic lip, and I just found everything was a little bit too much considering that I have so many different colors and color schemes and glitters and duochromes all over my eyes, so I decided to do a little bit more of an understated lip. I used the new Kylie Cosmetics color in Bay with Jouer Skinny Dip as a lip topper on top. So here are my final thoughts. It's a good palette and it's definitely unique in its color scheme. I thought that the purple at first would be a little bit crazy. However, the undertones in the purple are really brought out by the undertones in the red, and it really creates this overall cohesive look. However, I did find it a little bit more difficult to blend in certain areas of my face and with certain colors. There also was a fair bit of fallout, especially with that one glitter shade. So I think that for some of the glitters, unless you really know what you're doing with Fix Plus and glitter glue and all of that, it's definitely not like a grab and go easy palette to use. That being said, I really like the color Nefertiti, however you pronounce that. I definitely am excited to play with some of the other colors. I think that Turkish Delight is really pretty, Retrograde is quite pretty, Cashmere is pretty. I think that there are so many pretty shimmery colors. I definitely wouldn't be buying it for just the matte shades. If you're a matte lover, I'd stay away from this palette. These mattes actually kind of remind me of the ones in the new Too Faced matte peach palette, whichever that one is. However, they're like pretty standard matte shades that I think you can find in a lot of palettes. So really, if you're buying this palette, and it does come with a very high price tag, it's $64 US. You have to really like glitter. You have to like spending a little bit more time with your the shades that you're playing with. Is it worth it? To me, yes. I'm happy that I got to have all of these different textures, and as well when you're buying some textures like the duochromes, the really, really glittery glitters, it's sometimes difficult to know what companies to buy from. So for example, I really like the Makeup Geek duochromes, and I like Violet Voss glitters, and I have them, my favorites from all of these different companies. However, if I just wanted to go and like buy them all at once, it'd be difficult to do, and I think that this palette makes it a lot easier by giving you high quality shades in a variety of textures. So even if you know what you're doing with makeup but you don't have a lot of palettes and you want to get more palettes, I would definitely recommend this palette as one that you can play around with a fair bit. I think that it's unique in the standpoint of the textures and the color schemes. Did I need it? Probably not. Will I use it? I think I will a lot in the fall, specifically because it has so many of the basic white girl fall shades. So this is definitely a hit for me, and I'm happy that I was finally able to pick up the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like and a comment on what you want to see next or what I could do to improve down below. Thanks.